Oh Bad Boy by Tino Hanekamp. High speed shot. Oh bad boy, Alpha Kenny doesn't have a penny. Doesn't have a penny, raps Kenny, feeling rather not so alpha while hanging on the back of a truck that is leaving LA. The bad news is he ruined it all and the truck doesn't stop. The good news is, and isn't there always some good news? He has a couple of $1,000 in his backpack and a cardboard tube with drawings of some artist whose name he forgot that are worth, what, 10,000, 100,000, so fuck the pennies. It rhymes so well and feels so right. They honk at him. The kids are waving in air-conditioned family cars while the sun hammers down on bad boy Alpha Kenny, whose baseball cap got ripped off some miles ago. Can the truck please stop before some piggy cop will make him stop? Kenny's arms are tired from hanging on so long. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to jump on that thing to get out of Fontana and off at the next red light, only there were no more red lights. Spotlight creator. Are you out of your fucking mind? Yells the truck driver at the side of the freeway while Kenny tries to massage the blood back into his arms. He can't remember when he had to hold on to something for so long. Do you want to die? Yells the truck driver. No, sir, says Kenny. I just want to get away from here. 2 minutes later, the truck driver, called Carl, kicks his 10-ton wheeler east with Kenny lounging on the passenger seat. Oh, how Kenny loves the United States of anarchy. Everybody is so fucked up and lonely they'd take anything to ease the pain, even highly suspicious hanger-ons. So, what do you want? Asks Carl, philosophically speaking. Holy shit, thinks Kenny while a big thought takes shape in his head. Something about not wanting to want, because the meaning of life is... He loses it, shrugs and says, everything, I guess. And what do you need? Asks Carl. Shut up, thinks Kenny. Wrong question. Right question. What the fuck happened? Retro fame. So Kenny, at this group exhibition in Berlin, met this guy, Frieschoff, big style art dealer with massive gallery space in Fairfax, who liked his work and him, and invited him to LA where he, Kenny, could work as Frieschoff's assistant and make it in the art world, so to speak. And there Kenny worked and did not make it in the art world because he worked all the time as expected. Kenny's not dumb. But he had fun. He lived in the storage space above the gallery, loved LA, and everybody for their sheer insanity, and everybody loved him, especially Frieschoff. This got problematic because Kenny didn't want to fuck him, but everything else. Which got really problematic as Frieschoff stumbled into the storage space and right into the little orgy that happened by yippity of happenstance and involved all of Frieschoff's cocaine, his boyfriend, his girlfriend, and his wife, all getting pleased by Kenny. Frieschoff freaked and told Kenny he had to leave, which Kenny did, only that he grabbed all the cash at Frieschoff's desk and the drawings on top of it as compensation for, well, everything. That was like 3 hours ago. But of course, Kenny doesn't tell any of that to Carl and the truck driver. Mind you, Kenny is not dumb. He is just Alpha Kenny on the run. Smooth target. Barstow, a cancerous intersection in the desert, gas stations, fast food joints, drive-through churches. It's all a little blurry. Kenny has to take a shit. Bring me a Coke, 2 hot dogs, and a big black coffee, will ya? Says Carl, and hands him a tenner. Kenny nods and trots towards the gas station shop, breathing in the fumes of fossil fuel to liven up his spirits. And only as he sits in the toilet stall to release some of the poison, he remembers the most important rule of traveling. Never, ever leave your stuff with strangers. Kenny runs. Kenny panics, but Carl is gone, and with him everything. The money, the cardboard tube of stolen art, Kenny's clothes, passport, even his cell phone, which he had plugged into Carl's cigarette lighter charging cable, as he numbly remembers now, while in the back of his head some choir straight out of Compton sings, "Oh, bad boy Alpha Kenny, doesn't have a penny, doesn't have a penny." No flag, no pool, no target. 5 hours later, that's finally true. Kenny spent the sad rest of what had remained in his pants pocket on cigarettes and beers to fight hunger and fatigue while considering his options, only to realize that he doesn't have any. He can't even call or write his friends in Berlin, or does he really consider this? His mother to send him money because all the numbers are in his phone and there are no internet cafes anymore. Kenny feels a meaningful thought build up, detached of everything he thinks, thrown into a state of utter helplessness. I will be finally able to experience what Heidegger called he drifts off. The hunger, he needs food. First things first. Back into the gas station shop, he pushes 3 cereal bars into his pants pocket. Nothing fancy, nothing too big, but as he attempts to pass the cashier, nothing to declare, a man blocks his way. "Are you sure you don't have anything to pay for?" Kenny smiles because, well, it's sort of a big question. "Hey, it's okay. Let him go. I'll pay for him." "Bad girl," says the girl standing in the line Kenny just passed. She's beautiful in a fucked up way, like all the surgeries done to make it on Instagram, but way too little sleep, smoothies, and yoga to be an influencer for anything except promoting a lifestyle that ceased to be cool since Kate Moss apologized for taking drugs. Her name is Penny. "Is that a joke?" says Kenny in the parking lot before taking a hit of her THC oil vapor that looks like a stuffed platinum credit card. "Yes," says Penny. "You got it. My mother married super rich and called me Penny. Any more questions? And your name is?" "Kenny," says Kenny, writing to compute. "Hey, that must be a sign," Penny smiles. What's your problem?" "I don't have a problem," says Kenny. "I'm just broke." "So am I," says Penny. "My mother cut me off." "Why?" "I fucked her boyfriend." "Why?" "Why not?" Double trouble. It's all dead, sucked dry, and nothing is coming from above because the currents are disturbed. Soon nobody will live here anymore, says Penny as she drives her Lexus SUV through the Mojave Desert where, sorry to tell you, thinks Kenny, absolutely nobody lives. "We are vultures," says Penny, feasting on decay. Kenny offers Penny one of the cereal bars. She shakes her head, so he eats them all, pushes them into his mouth one after the other till his mouth is stuffed with this papery mass which he has a hard time swallowing. "Do you speak German boy? Says Penny. Or are you dead too? Well, you know, talking, mumbles Kenny. It's like he can feel the thought, the words that come next, but somehow they don't materialize. Yes, you were saying? Penny passes him her vapor. Why did you take me with you? Says Kenny finally, feeling very German. I hate to be alone, says Penny. And there's something about you. Oh no. And what would that be? Kenny says, worried. A void, says Penny. Some kind of emptiness. Ah, okay. Kenny exhales slowly. The creosotes throw shades. The sky is purple with a blaze of white light shimmering upward from the horizon from what must be Las Vegas, which is where they're going to make some money, said Penny. Lawyers, guns, and money. What was he supposed to do? Khrushchev Melenkov would have filled the stolen money under collateral damage, but he could not tell Anders Ulm, the fucking Goya of our time, that 10 of his drawings were stolen by some overpaid intern after same intern fucked. Well, let's forget about that. You get that stuff back, or you pay a shitload of money and lose your rep. Get it, dude? Says Miguel, Khrushchev's lawyer, and was right, like always, which is why he is Khrushchev's lawyer. And so Khrushchev commissioned these white supremacy pigs, Bruce and Bryant, former LA cops with a tendency for shooting or choking to death not so white citizens, therefore the former, to find sexy, ungrateful Kenny, and most of all, the drawings. Oh, Kenny, Khrushchev thinks. It could have been so good. Cut 2. Bruce and Bryant, who just, convinced the manager of the Chevron gas station at the famous intersection in Barstow, where you go through Barstow to show them the latest CCTV footage. And there he is, fucking Gaylord dipshit Kenny, jumping into a car with some chick. 10 minutes later, Bryant has tracked the license plate, done the math, and scrolls through Penny Lane's Instagram account, 144,000 followers. Last post 10 minutes ago. A photo of the German pissing in the desert, caption, new travel companion, heading to Las Vegas. The job is so damn easy, thanks to social media, thinks Bryant. Unless you are a cop, of course, which Bruce and Bryant are luckily not. Spielithori? Spielithiori? It's my mind, says Penny, as she steers the car through this insane Babylon of flashing lights and buildings that pretend to be wonders of the world. It's more than photographic. I can connect things. I see beyond. Ah! Shut up, says Kenny, and tries not to objectify her, which is not that easy because, the heat. Really, says Penny, I'm the acid girl, multidimensional, overcomprehensional. I can read your mind. It's not the heat. Let's see what happens. First we'll make some money. I always win. You know what's the trick? You have to understand what people want. That's all. Kenny wants water. Penny passes him her water bottle. Kenny drinks and smiles and whistles. Chet Baker's Everything Happens to Me. He finally feels fully alpha again, like the king of the world, till Penny loses all her money at a poker round in some overlit middle-class meat grinder casino, which throws him right back into the broke and burnt-out beta version of himself. Baker edition. What happened to I always win, says Kenny. Don't you worry, says Penny, while some dumbly grinning banker asshole waits for her at the bar. I'll be right back, honey bunny. Casino bubble. 2 hours and a half dozen martinis he can't pay later. Kenny sees the barkeeper twice, nods at him, be right back, stumbles towards the restrooms, takes sharp left, and slips out into the night. The air is hot, the lights are cold. He has a thought about the scriptedness, is that a word? Of life? How we somehow create what happens to us, how we are more in control than we think, since all our actions and inactions feed into the dimension we recognize as reality, even though we know that. But then he loses it. Sitting in the soundproof SUV, smoking his last cigarette, looking at the neon lights and feeling nothing. Psycho roar. Kenny wakes up because Penny knocks against the driver window. She looks like she's a beauty filter, rosy cheeks, shiny lips, and eyes that are bigger than before. The sky screams sunrise. Hey, says Kenny, how did it go? Oh man, Penny sighs. Too good. She hands him some bills. Kenny thinks, oh. Kenny thinks life is easy. Kenny feels alpha again. And then two things happen at the same time. Penny tells him that she will stay with that banker asshole from the bar, who turns out to be a movie producer named Martin. Keep the cash and good luck. And while Kenny tries to process this sudden change of events, he sees two guys stepping out of a car and approaching with irritating determination. He stares at them. They stare at him. They look like they run over street dogs just for fun. Sorry, says Penny, who misinterprets Kenny's puzzled gaze for a reaction regarding her unromantic announcement. And then the smaller of the two guys pulls a gun, points it at Kenny and Penny, and says, freeze, bitch. And you step out of the car, motherfucker. Penny freezes. Kenny steps out of the car. It takes only a few verbal exchanges for Kenny to understand that these men are not cops in civilian clothes looking for bill dodgers, but psychos sent by Freejoff, while Bruce and Bryant realize that this dumb staring idiot in front of them has neither the money nor the drawings, so they grab him to take him back to LA. Kenny screams and kicks, full force panic mode, because these guys are scary and he really doesn't want to go back to LA. Then his head explodes as Bryant hits him in the face. Then there's this hissing sound and Kenny chokes. Bruce and Bryant are screaming, holding their faces, gasping for air, seeing nothing, while Penny pushes Kenny into the car. Kenny hears the roaring motor, feels a bump and centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. His eyes burn. His mouth is on fire and tastes bitter. He knows the flavor of pepper spray from the demonstrations in Berlin. He attended to see how it feels to throw things at something and pay for it. Holy fucking shit, dude, says Penny. Are you for real? Quarter target. Why didn't you tell me? Guess I already forgot about it, says Kenny with throbbing lips. You're funny. I should have read your mind more. Show me your face? Kenny looks at her and Penny takes a selfie with him while driving by a row of dumpsters through some back alley, all super calm and easy. Just let me out here somewhere, says Kenny, feeling rather numb. I really don't want you to get into trouble. Are you kidding? That's the best story ever. Peggy speaks in her cell phone, selfie mode. Hey guys, I'm in my car. Hi Mom. With some crazy German. We are being chased by two guys with guns, some redneck killers, and I might die. Stay tuned. Love y'all. Kenny presses his tongue against his front teeth, which slightly move. Cut to. Red-eyed and very angry Bruce and Bryant, Bruce driving, Bryant staring at his phone, watching Penny say, "Stay tuned. Love you all." Damn, I think I love that crazy badass bitch, says Bryant. You can have her, says Bruce. Where are they going? North. I don't think that Queen ever goes back. Bruce looks at him with teary eyes. Walmart gun fun. Kenny freaks because Penny wants to buy a gun. In a fucking Walmart. Just for fun, she says. For the sake of the story. Don't you like guns? Kenny likes the idea of a gun. The absurdity of it. He never held one and looks at the wall full of handguns, rifles, and semi-automatic murder machines, while fat white people push shopping carts full of meat. If he survives, he might paint it. The feeling, the idea of it. Penny flaps her ID on the counter. A wad of bills and some crumpled paper she fumbles out of her purse. She fills out a form, crossing out all the boxes underneath the no. Then the fat guy behind the counter, a flesh bulk of boredom, types something in his computer, stares at Penny and says, "Well, looks like you are reported missing and stole a car." They end up buying two booby pistols that feel super real. Penny pulls Kenny into some kind of Bonnie and Clyde meets natural born killers meets girls just want to have fun pose and post the picture. Caption: "Ready when you are, motherfuckers." Kenny thinks, what the fuck? Can you please stop posting shit? At least until we're safe? Relax, says Penny and kisses him. It's just a game. Kenny laughs. Everything feels irrational and slightly insane. Nothing makes sense. The light is too bright. The contours disperse. The shapes slur into something that seemed to soak through from another dimension. It's loud. It's chaos. Kenny doesn't get it, but he can feel the pulsation of something. It drags him closer. He wants to feel it, understand it. Are you okay? Says Penny. Positive, says Kenny. Let's go. BBB coin. So they walk out of the Walmart in Indian Springs, their fake guns in a paper bag, just to see right there under the punishing sun. Extension parking lot day. Bruce and Bryant, grinning. Kenny and Penny re-enter the supermarket as if they've forgotten to get the pasta, with oppressed agitation absconding in the labyrinth of aisles. Penny, disturbingly professional, Kenny, professionally disturbed. They head toward the end of the sheer endless hangar filled with products made in China, sold to people with 3 jobs, and beside drawers full of orange prescription tubes formerly filled with painkillers. Penny walks into the warehouse as if she works here. Kenny forces himself not to look back. Metal shelves up to the roof filled with toxic stuff. Tired workers who don't care. Now Kenny and Penny are out in the open only to reach a mesh wire fence that is topped with razor barb but has a hole thanks to the poor who steal expired foods out of the containers by night. Guys, we're running, says Penny on her phone while running. They're behind us. Will we make it or will we die? Send cash to my PayPal. Kenny laughs hysterically. Int, taxi, small settlement, desert, day. The taxi driver, 44, Mexican, serene, stops the car. Taxi driver, that's it. That's as far as I go. Have to pick up the kids from school. Kenny looks around, a tiny cluster of buildings in the desert. A sign speckled with bullet holes says, "Welcome to Amargosa Valley, dead end." Space gray. Penny sways her phone through the scenery while speaking to her followers. Kenny thinks she is either dumb or the most fascinating female he ever met. He settles for highly intelligent, slightly disturbed, and massively suicidal, and hates himself for being so judgmental and German. But most of all, he is scared shitless. Any moment, these 2 psychos will show up because he, the artist formerly known as Alpha Kenny, stole a couple $1,000s of some who knows how valuable drawings from one of the biggest art dealers in the Western Hemisphere after fucking his core peer group, and then he lost it all. He has no money, no passport, no phone, not even fresh underwear, and is stuck here in this nothingness with this girl who grams the soul out of everything. Dude, you look like gone, says Penny behind her phone. The sky is blue, the land is brown and gray. There are mountains like silhouettes in the distance, and lizards and insects whizzing around the ground. You can only see the first layer of things. It's all way too real. And that's when the hippie bus shows up, as in Volkswagen, bully, tribal painted, Burning Man edition, acid eater, hardcore, hipster fuckmobile. Kenny can't believe his eyes. Penny films the shit out of it. Hippie walk. The neo-hippies are headed for Death Valley, where Foucault took LSD with that dude Simon Wade in the 70s. Explains the driver. You read his book, Wade's, it's dope. Kenny shakes his head. Penny films. Are you filming us? Shrieks a girl with thistles in her hair. No, says Penny. I just like to see things through filters. Cool, says the girl. I mean, at least you're honest. Like Foucault said, mumbles a guy who lays on the floor and looks like the corpse of Allen Ginsberg. From the idea that the self is not given to us, I think there is only one practical consequence. We have to create ourselves as a work of art. Why does everything that is right sound so wrong, thinks Kenny, and why am I not hungry even though I haven't eaten in 24 hours? He feels a thought taking shape that might connect these 2 dots, but then he loses it due to distraction. They hop off the hippie bus at a ghost town called Death Valley Junction. There it is, says Penny, and points at a white hacienda-style building, the Amargosa Opera House, a hotel run by a crazy old lady who got stranded here in the 60s and danced ballet in a small theater hall in front of an audience she painted on the walls until she was bound to a wheelchair. They rent a room and take the acid the hippies gave them. The hotel is cursed, says Penny. It's full of ghosts. Her face disperses into wild strokes of color. Mother, I've taken LSD. Now Kenny sees the sadness in the world and is sorry that he didn't see it before. Sad, 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 sadness. Colors, colors, colors. He looks through layers of filters, darting deeper and deeper and deeper, and realizes that the light at the end of the tunnel is the tunnel itself. There is no end, no core, no exit. There's just light and colors and sad, sad sadness that feels warm and welcoming. Where's Penny? Who are these shapeless gray figures staring at him? It's all good, says Penny minutes or hours later. I talk to them. Kenny stares at the two psychos from the parking lot. Bruce and Bryant smile like they've seen it too. I will go with them, says Penny. They're gonna bring me back to my mother. It was nice meeting you. Be a good boy, bad boy, okay? New Wonderland. Oh, bad boy Alpha Kenny doesn't have a penny, sings Kenny as he walks towards Death Valley. Strange shapes emerge on the horizon, breaking the flatness. The sky explodes in a purple, blood-red, golden, dark blue, tinting pebbles and stones all around him. The colors are so real, Kenny can taste them. He feels a thought taking shape, and there it is, finally. It's not about knowing who I am, thinks Kenny. It's about becoming someone else. Someone I wasn't at the beginning. 12 hours later, a park ranger finds him and rushes him to the nearest hospital, where Kenny is treated for symptoms of dehydration and delusional disorder. He contacts his mother. She is not amused.